A real object is placed at a distance f from the pole of a convex mirror. If the focal length of the convex mirror is f, then the distance of the image from the pole of the mirror is. Generally, for real object placed in front of the convex mirror, the image found will always lie between pole and the principal focus. Hence, the image distance will be less than or equal to focal length. The nature of the image will be always virtual, erect and diminished. Hence, the image distance should be less than focal length. So, option B and option D are the probable answers. Now, we need to figure out which is the correct one. For this, we must use the mirror equation, which is given by 1 by f equals 1 by v plus 1 by u, where f stands for focal length, which is given as f here. V stands for image distance, which has to be calculated. U stands for object distance, which is given as f in terms of magnitude, but it is measured against the direction of incident rays. Hence, it has to be taken negative. So, substituting, we have 1 by f equals 1 by v plus 1 divided by minus f. Simplifying, we get the final answer as v equals f by 2. Hence, the option B is the right choice. Radius of curvature of convex mirror is 40 centimeter and the size of the object is twice as that of the image. Then image distance is. For convex mirror, the radius of curvature is having positive sign. Hence, we must write radius of curvature as plus 40 centimeter. Now, the focal length of spherical mirror is given by half the radius of curvature. Hence, the focal length of this convex mirror is found to be plus 20 centimeter. Now, the magnification formula for spherical mirror is m is equal to minus v by u, which is also written as height of the image divided by height of the object. Since it is given that height of the image is half the height of the object, the magnification is 0.5. And according to the sign convention, it should be positive as the image is virtual in the case of convex mirror. Now, we may use this to build the relation between object distance and the image distance, and we found that u is equal to minus 2v. Let us use mirror equation now, which is 1 by f equals 1 by v plus 1 by u. Writing minus 2v, instead of u, we have 1 by 20 is equal to 1 by v plus 1 divided by minus 2v. Upon simplification, we'll get the image distance as plus 10 centimeter. Hence, option A is the right choice. The magnification of the image when the object is placed at a distance x from the principal focus of a mirror of focal length f is. Here, it is not clearly mentioned that onto which side the object is placed at a distance x from the principal focus. Hence, there are two options. One of the option is f plus x, the other one is f minus x. We shall take f plus x as the object distance and proceed further. We will use mirror equation, which is given by 1 by f equals 1 by v plus 1 by u. Substituting, u equals f plus x, and further simplifying, we'll get the answer for 1 by v as x divided by f into f plus x. Now, the magnification formula for mirrors is m is equal to minus v by u. Substituting for v and u and simplifying, we'll get the answer as minus f by x. Instead of f plus x, if we would have used f minus x, the answer for magnification will be obtained as plus f by x. That you can check for yourself. So magnitude wise, both the answers are same. Option C is the right choice. What is the distance of a needle from a concave mirror of focal length 10 cm for which a virtual image of twice its height is formed? Given that focal length of the concave mirror is 10 cm, but remember to add sign which is negative for concave mirror. The magnification is given as plus 2. How this is coming? Because it is given that virtual image is twice the height of the object. You know that magnification is given by the formula height of the image divided by height of the object. So it is going to be plus 2. And since the image formed is virtual type, the sign must be plus. Now we know that magnification formula is minus v by u, which is equal to plus 2 according to the given data. So the relation between v and u is found to be v is equal to minus 2u. Now we may use mirror equation, which is 1 by f equals 1 by v plus 1 by u. Now we'll substitute the values of f, v, and by simplifying this, we get the answer for object distance as minus 5 cm. Considering only magnitude, option B is the right choice. Remember, for concave mirror having virtual image, the object distance is less than the focal length. This fact you may use for cross-checking purpose. A motor car is fitted with a convex driving mirror of radius of curvature 40 cm. A second motor car 2 meter broad and 5.2 meter high is 6 meter away from the first car. The position of the second car as seen in the mirror of the first car is. They are simply asking the image distance here. Let us compile the given data. The radius of curvature of convex mirror is given as 40 cm. Sign is plus. The object distance is given as 6 meter. Converting it into centimeter scale, it is 600 centimeter. Obviously, the sign is negative. Be careful. Here, the height and breadth of the motor car are unnecessary data just given to confuse us. This is the strategy some question paper setters follow. Now, the focal length is given by of the radius of curvature, which is going to be plus 20 centimeter. Using mirror equation, which is 1 by f equals 1 by v plus 1 by u, and substituting the values of f, v and u, will get the answer for image distance as 19.4 centimeter. Actually, there is a simple shortcut method to solve this numerical, which is based on the fact that object distance is very large compared to the image distance. So we may consider object is placed at infinity, hence the image will be formed at principal focus. Therefore, the image distance will be almost equal to focal length, which is 20 centimeter. The answer nearer to this value is 19.4 centimeter. Hence the correct choice is option C. When light of wavelength 4000 angstrom in vacuum travels through the same thickness in air and vacuum, the difference in number of waves is 1. Find the thickness. The refractive index of air is given as 1.0008. In a larger perspective, we always mention the refractive index of air and vacuum is one and the same, that is 1. But to talk about the truth, the air is denser medium compared to vacuum only by small amount too. Now let us consider the thickness of both the medium to be equal to T. The number of waves in any given thickness is found using the formula the thickness of the medium divided by wavelength. So we may find the number of waves in vacuum as T divided by lambda in vacuum, and similarly number of waves in air can be obtained using the formula T divided by lambda in air. But also the wavelength in air can be written as wavelength in vacuum divided by refractive index of air. Now we know that wavelength in vacuum is greater compared to wavelength in air, and hence number of waves in vacuum is lesser compared to number of waves in the air medium. So the difference between the number of waves is given as 1, that is number of waves in air is equal to number of waves in vacuum plus 1. Now substituting for n air and n vacuum, we have this equation. Go on simplifying, we'll get the final answer for the thickness of the medium as 5 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter, which is 0.5 millimeter given in option A. Light takes time t1 to travel a distance x1 in vacuum, and the same light takes time t2 to travel distance x2 in a medium. The critical angle for that medium is. We have the formula distance traveled by time taken for speed. Using this to calculate speed of light in the vacuum, we have c equals x1 divided by t1. Similarly, the speed of light in the given medium is v equals x2 divided by t2. Now we have the definition of refractive index, which is the ratio of speed of light in the vacuum to the speed of light in the given medium. Using this, we have refractive index mu equals c divided by v. Upon substitution, we have x1 divided by t1 into t2 divided by x2. Now we have relation between critical angle and the refractive index, which is given as critical angle is equal to sine inverse of reciprocal of refractive index. Upon substitution, we have critical angle C equals sine inverse of x2 t1 divided by x1 t2, which is given in option D. A cube of side 15 cm is having an air bubble. The bubble appears at 6 cm from one face and at 4 cm from opposite face. The refractive index of the material of the cube is. Here the given situation is as depicted in this diagram. We have an air bubble which is at a distance x from one face, say AB, and from the opposite face CD, the distance will be 15 minus x, as the side of the cube is 15 cm. Now the definition of refractive index says the refractive index of the material is equal to real depth divided by apparent depth. From one side, the real depth is x and the apparent depth is 4. From the other side, the real depth is 15 minus x and the apparent depth is 6. Using these two, we can write the expression for x, that is 6x is equal to 60 minus 4x. Solving for x, we found x value to be equal to 6 centimeter. Now, this x value can be used in this equation, and refractive index of the material of this cube can be found out, which is going to be 3 by 2. Option B is the right choice. Refractive index of a rectangular glass slab is mu equals root 3. A light ray incident at an angle 60 degree is displaced laterally through 2.5 centimeter. Distance traveled by the light in this slab is. The given situation is as depicted in this diagram. ABCD is a glass slab of refractive index mu equals root 3. An incident ray PQ is incident at an angle of incidence equal to 60 degree. The refracted ray bends towards the normal. The emergent ray RS moves parallel to the direction of incident ray, but with a lateral shift equal to 2.5 centimeter. The question they are asking is the path length traversed by the ray inside the glass slab. That means we need to find the value of QR. For this, we use Snell's law first, which is mu sin R is equal to 1 into sin I. Now, that is sin R is equal to sin I by mu. Substituting 60 degree for I and root 3 for mu, we obtain sin R value to be equal to 1 by 2. Therefore, R is equal to 30 degree. Using I and R information, we can calculate the deviation produced. That is, angle of deviation is equal to angle of incidence minus angle of refraction. Solving, we get deviation to be equal to 30 degree. Now, in the right angle triangle QRT, we know the opposite side corresponding to the angle of deviation. Using this data, we will find the hypotenuse side, that is QR. So, sin 30 degree is equal to RT by QR. Substituting, simplifying and solving, we get the value of QR equal to 5 centimeter. Option C. A thin convergent glass lens mu equals 1.5 has a power of plus 5D. When this lens is immersed in a liquid of refractive index μL, it acts like a divergence lens of focal length 100 cm. The value of μL should be. First of all, let us calculate the focal length of the given convergent lens. We know that focal length is equal to reciprocal of power. Therefore, focal length is 1 by 5 meter. In terms of centimeter, it is 20 centimeters. Now, considering the first case, we have the formula 1 by F equals mu by 1 minus 1 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. This is the general expression for reciprocal of focal length, where mu stands for refractive index of the material of the lens and the denominator stands for refractive index of the surrounding medium. Since in the first case it is air, we have written 1. And R1 and R2 are the radius of curvatures of two surfaces of a lens. Now for the second case, the focal length changes to FL. So this formula 1 is rewritten as 1 by FL equals mu divided by μL minus 1, 1 divided by R1 minus 1 by R2. Because focal length has changed to new value FL and the surrounding medium is now is μL, that is of the liquid. Now dividing equation 1 by equation 2, we can write the following formula, that is FL divided by F equals mu L into mu minus 1 divided by mu minus mu L. Now substituting and simplifying, we get the value of mu L as 7.5 divided by 4.5. Upon further simplification, we may write that as 5 by 3. Option C is the right choice.